The case of the prosecutrix was that on the night of the offence, her husband had gone to watch the Ramleela. After bolting the outer doors, she was sleeping with her 5-6 months old child, and her brother-in-law was sleeping in other room along with his wife nearly 20 to 25 feet away. In the night, the accused entered her house, whom she recognized in the light of the chimney. On being asked as to why he had come in the night, the accused replied that he had come to have with her. It is further stated by the prosecutrix that when she cried, the accused put a handkerchief in her mouth. When she continued to cry, the accused had shown her a knife and threatened her that he will stab her if she makes noise. She also stated that the accused told her that he will give her rupees 20, but did not give the money. The accused had intercourse with her. In the meantime, her husband came. The husband asked her as to whether she had called the accused, and she replied in the negative. When the accused started running away, her husband caught him. The accused was apprehended in the house, but no knife was recovered from him. Hence, it is rather surprising that the accused entered the house at night, and though the brother-in-law of the prosecutrix and his wife were sleeping only 20 to 25 feet away, the prosecutrix could not raise alarm so as to attract their attention. It is further clear that the prosecutrix was known to the accused, and that is why the first question asked by her, why he had come in the night. To this the accused replied, stating that he wanted to meet her. So at the outset, I may mention that government is not in a position to accept this resolution. I cannot also subscribe to the assumption which is contained in this resolution. The assumption is that there is shortage of agricultural labor in the country. So we have had inquiries conducted with regard to this matter. There has been the agricultural labor inquiry conducted by the Ministry of Labour in the year 1991. And there have been the inquiries conducted under the auspices of the Planning Commission also. And I do not want to tire the House with the figures contained in the Labour Inquiry Committee report and also in the chapter on agricultural workers, which is contained in the 7th 5-year plan. Suffice it to say that the conclusion arrived at by the Planning Commission is that about 30% of rural families are agricultural labourers. And according to the Planning Commission, this vast number presents a very serious problem. It is also the conclusion of the Planning Commission that the present agricultural production in the country could be maintained with about 75% of the number of workers now engaged in it. So it is true, as has been stated by my friend, that there may be certain pockets in different parts of the country where there may be shortage of agricultural labor. But taking an overall view of the position in the country, the problem really is that it is not one of shortage of agricultural labor, but one of unemployment and underemployment. And that is why so many steps have been suggested by the Planning Commission, such as expansion of work opportunities within the rural economy, especially through intensive development of village and small-scale industries, and also adoption of a measure of redistribution of land and provision of educational facilities and concession. When we analyze why the coil industry in the country was not further developing, we found that unless we produced better goods for export, there could be no further improvement. This is an industry in which 92% of the products are exported, and the domestic consumption by nature of things is of a limited quantity. So, when market surveys of foreign countries were made, we were convinced that mechanization as a part of this industry should be introduced so that in a gradual manner we could produce better goods acceptable to the sophisticated markets of the world. We had a tripartite meeting of all the interests in Kerala, particularly the government of Kerala, the representatives of labour and industry engaged in coil and the central government, and it was felt that gradual mechanization, particularly of the weaving sector and the finishing sector, would gradually assist the further development and progress of the industry, particularly in Kerala. This is the basic industry giving employment to more than nearly a million people. We therefore decided that the coil board that the government of India has set up should endeavour to assist the people to establish such factories and also establish factories itself. If entrepreneurs were not easily forthcoming, therefore, madam, the act as it is today is being amended to provide for delegating powers to the coil board and to enable them to set up a mechanized factory in the public sector to demonstrate the utility of new types of fabrics to the rest of the industry. A question would naturally be asked in the House why our entrepreneurs are not being allowed to do so. The Act does not prevent it. On the contrary, the coil board is being empowered to promote even the establishment of mechanized finishing and weaving factories in the private sector if private entrepreneurs come forward. Turning to internal resources for the plant, I do not propose here to offer any detailed comments on particular tasks, measures or on the particular criticisms as those offered by honorable members. But I wish to make it clear that the problems before us is as much of internal resources as of external resources. The only difference between the two is in terms of the degree of freedom of action that we ourselves enjoy in regard to them, because it is possible for us to raise internal resources provided a large measure of public support is coming behind this. It would not be possible even so to raise external resources, and that is the basic distinction between the two types of resources that we need. I have said on a number of occasions that in the present circumstances we shall have to try and reduce deficit financing over the plan period below the original estimate of rupees 1200 crores, that implies much greater effort and economy in regard to expenditure, both developmental and non-developmental, and greater reliance on other sources of finance, namely taxation, borrowing, and small savings. The additional taxation measures at the center constitute the greatest prop that we have built so far in support of the 7th plan and our developmental effort in general. In the light of the experience, we shall strengthen this prop by administrative and other measures as are required to make it carry the burden of higher and higher levels of developmental outlay. I have just mentioned the anti-social elements that succeed in holding and black marketing our food grains. But if I may be permitted to say so, anti-social elements have penetrated everywhere. Food and drug adulteration are rampant in spite of laws, and likewise one hears on all sides complaints of bribery, corruption and nepotism. If we are honest, we shall have to admit that integrity and efficiency are our biggest casualties. This sorry state of affairs has to be put right if we are to progress. Of course, efficiency and integrity go hand in hand, as do their opposite numbers. To patriotism demands today more than at any other time high standard of integrity and efficiency, and in their restoration both the public and the government must make common cause. If the public demands standard of integrity from the government machinery, it must set standards of behavior for itself too. For the law breaker or the bribe giver is just as, if not more, guilty as those whom he tempts. Criticism is always easy to indulge, but is not always helpful. Therefore, I put forward certain concrete suggestions last session for the consideration of the Finance Minister, which, in my humble opinion, would provide permanent sources of revenue in addition to and in some instances to replace what he is tapping. The reply which the Finance Minister was pleased to give to the two suggestions regarding the levying of excise duties on liquor and salt was not convincing. If he will pardon me saying so, I, for one, do not mourn so much over the loss of revenue to government as I do over the dishonesty that prohibition by law brings in its wake. At the same time, why should the money that the government needs so badly go into the pockets of unworthy elements? Sir, man would accept the hardest discipline if he could be convinced of the rights of the measures imposed on him. But man will always question the validity of rules if he does not know their source, because he can only think morally if he is improved from within. The goal to improve man does not consist in making him go through the gestures of morality. If moral rules are arbitrarily imposed, no matter what their practical value is, they will never fight successfully against the inherent weaknesses of human nature. Educate him, persuade him, show him that you care for his welfare, and he will follow you. bring the heavy hand of the law of the country down on him, and he is bound to try to evade it. The short point involved in these appeals is as to whether the dismissal of an appeal against an ex parte decree on the ground that the same is barred by limitation attracts the provisions of explanation to Order 9, Rule 13 of the Code of Civil Procedure and creates a bar to the maintainability of an obligation under Order 9, Rule 13 CPC for setting aside an ex parte decree power. Appellant, open bracket, then a minor close bracket, while going from school to his house at Lakshmi Takis, Bangalore, met with an accident at about 11:30 p.m. on 30th November 1988 with a motorcycle bearing registration number MPEE 910. Respondent number 1, A.S. Ram Singh, was driving the motorcycle, which is owned by respondent number 2, open bracket, respondent number 1 is the son of respondent number 2, close bracket. Appellant through his father filed a claim petition under section 110A of the Motor Vehicles Act on 28 March 1989 for a total sum of rupees 1,50,000 as compensation. Respondent numbers 1 and 2 appeared through a common advocate who filed his wakalatnama on their behalf before the Motor Accident Claims Tribunal, within bracket, for short the tribunal. On 3rd December 91, the counsel appearing for the respondents filed a memo before the tribunal seeking to withdraw from the case for want of instructions. Thereafter, respondents neither put an appearance in person nor through a counsel. Tribunal said the respondent ex parte. After taking evidence of the appellant, tribunal allowed the claim in part and awarded a sum of rupees 1 lakh as compensation, out of which rupees 75,000 was directed to be kept in a fixed deposit till the appellant attained majority, and the balance amount of rupees 25,000 was directed to be paid to the appellant's father for meeting the treatment and other accidental expenses. The appellant landlord has preferred this appeal against the judgment and order of the High Court of Delhi in SAO number 9 of 2000 dated 15th May 2000, whereby the High Court allowed the appeal filed by the respondent tenant against the order of eviction made by the additional rent controller Delhi as confirmed by the Rent Control Tribunal Delhi Park. The additional rent controller by her order dated 8/9/1998 allowed a petition filed by the landlord under section 14 open bracket 1 close bracket 8 of the Delhi Rent Control Act within bracket the Act close bracket in regard to the scheduled premises on the ground that the respondent tenant has neither paid nor tendered the legality recoverable within 2 months of the date on which a notice of demand for the arrears of rent has been served on the tenant. The defense of the tenant that there was no arrears was not accepted by the rent controller, as also the contention put forth by the tenant that he had legally tendered whatever rent that was payable by way of a check dated 4/1/1979 part. The appeal filed on the tenant against the said order of the Rent Control Act came to be dismissed by the Rent Control Tribunal as per its order dated 17th of November 99. which also rejected the contention of the tenant that he had validly tendered the rents. However, the High Court, on a fifth order, came to the conclusion that the tenant, having sent the check towards the rent due by him by registered post to the landlord, has fulfilled his legal obligation of tendering the rent, even though the said check was not delivered, because the moment of the tenant posted the check, it goes out of his control on the responsibility to deliver the check. Was from the suggestions made to the witnesses, it appears to be the defense of the respondent accused Ram Singh that PW12 Siam Singh prosecutrix was a consenting party. Apart from the formal witnesses, such as the 5 witnesses, PW4 and PW6 and PW18, who had carried the articles to the forensic science laboratory, the prosecution has examined the husband of the prosecutrix Siam Singh as PW11 and prosecutrix Srimati Ram Dulari as PW2, and 4 witnesses, namely Kanhaiya Lal and Radhe Syam, who arrived at the house of the prosecutrix soon after the occurrence. Ready? Start. Reference is also made to the decision of this court in the case of Ram Singh versus State of Tamil Nadu, wherein it is stated that the past conduct of the petitioner is that he is an engineering graduate and at the relevant time he was the managing director of a public limited company. There is no other allegation that he was involved in any other anti-social activities. The only allegation is that he visited Singapore twice as a tourist. Admittedly, the petitioner has filed bail application in a criminal prosecution for the alleged offence, narrating the fact that his so-called statement was not voluntary and was recorded under coercion. The packages were not belonging to him as there were no tags on the same, so as to connect him with the said packages and the crime. At the time of hearing of this matter also, it is admitted that the packages were without any tax. It is also an admitted fact that there is nothing on record to hold that the petitioner was involved in any smuggling activity. However, the learned Additional Solicitor General submitted that in the statement recorded by the Customs Department, the petitioner had previously visited Singapore twice as a tourist, and therefore it can be inferred that the petitioner might have indulged and was likely to indulge in such activities. This submission is far-fetched and without any foundation. From the fact that a person had visited Singapore twice earlier as a tourist, inference cannot be drawn that he was involved in smuggling activities or is likely to indulge in such activities in future. Hence, from the facts stated above, it is totally unreasonable to arrive at a prognosis that the petitioner is likely to indulge in any such prejudicial activities. Topics which were relied upon by the trial court for basing its order of acquittal and relying on the same. He submitted that the High Court was not justified in setting aside the order of acquittal, for what the High Court had found proof was only a plausible or possible view and version, which did not find favor with the trial court. He referred to a various number of decisions in support of his contention that the High Court was not justified in setting aside the order of acquittal so lightly. He also submitted that the High Court was not justified in relying upon the oral dying declaration made by the deceased, as the same appears to be doubtful. In support of the aforesaid contention, he relied upon the evidence of PW5, who, according to the counsel, had failed to support the case of the prosecution on the aspect of dying declaration. He further submitted that the High Court committed an error in convicting the appellant solely on the basis of the dying declaration of the deceased and on the evidence of the interested witnesses. According to him, the first information report was a result of deliberations and consultations, which is proved from the fact that considerable delay was made in recording the FIR as well as in forwarding the same to the magistrate. He also submitted that the accused himself suffered further injuries in the process of saving his life, and therefore the High Court was not justified in upholding him guilty of committing murder of his wife. He invited our attention to the fact that on the day of the occurrence, the deceased requested her parents to come back from the government hospital, where mother of the deceased was to go for some medical treatment, as the deceased had to go to the hospital for attending the second shift duty. He emphasized that such conduct on part of the deceased clearly indicated that she had no intention of committing suicide, as she was contemplating going to work on that day. This, according to the counsel for the state, proves the fact that it is not a case of either suicide or self-immolation, but a pure and simple case of murder. He referred to and heavily relied on the conduct of the appellant at the time of incident and immediately after the incident in order to point out the guilt of the appellant. Heavy reliance was placed on the dying declaration of the deceased. The case of the prosecutrix was that on the night of the occurrence, her husband had gone to watch the Ram Leela. After bolting the outer doors, she was sleeping with her 5-6 months old child, and her brother-in-law was sleeping in other room along with his wife nearly 20 to 25 feet away. In the night, the accused entered her house, whom she recognized in the light of the chimney. On being asked as to why he had come in the night, the accused replied that he had come to have with her. It is further stated by the prosecutrix that when she cried, the accused put a handkerchief in her mouth. When she continued to cry, the accused had shown her a knife and threatened her that he will stab her if she makes noise. She also stated that the accused told her that he will give her rupees 20, but did not give the money. The accused had intercourse with her. In the meantime, her husband came. The husband asked her as to whether she had called the accused, and she replied in the negative. When the accused started running away, her husband caught him. The accused was apprehended in the house, but no knife was recovered from him. Hence, it is rather surprising that the accused entered the house at night, although the brother-in-law of the prosecutrix and his wife were sleeping only 20 to 25 feet away. The prosecutrix could not raise alarm so as to attract their attention. It is further clear that the prosecutrix was known to the accused, and that is why the first question asked by her, why he had come in the night. To this the accused replied, stating that he wanted to meet her. So, on the outset,